Hi, I'm Lindsay Baumgren of Nourish Move Love, and today I'm sharing 3 freezer-friendly breakfast meal prep recipes and how I pack and store them for my freezer. I'm preparing for the arrival of baby number 2, and so I'm stocking my freezer with all my family favorites, including meal prep overnight oats, spinach banana pancakes, and egg sandwiches. All easy grab-and-go breakfast items to have in your freezer. So let's show you how we make them. All right, let's get started with our overnight oats. These are the simplest of all things to put together. So all you need is a 16-ounce mason jar or a food storage jar, whatever you have, and you're literally just gonna assemble each one. So you're gonna put your oats in the bottom, and then I'm gonna add frozen fruit. I have frozen berries. You could always add a fruit of your choice, some frozen berries. I'm gonna top it with a little bit of chia seeds. Those get really nice when you add your liquid. And then just a dash of vanilla extract, a little bit of flavor. And that's it. It's really simple. So from there, I take a lid, I seal it tight, and I'm gonna store this in the freezer just like this for up to 6 months. And you can simply grab it and go. So when you're ready to make your overnight oats, you pull this from the freezer, you open it up, add your liquid of choice, so a milk of choice that you wanna add, you're gonna add that to it. Let it sit overnight in the fridge so the fruit will thaw and all the flavors will come together. And then in the morning, you can add anything else you want, maybe a protein powder. I personally really like to top mine with a little nut butter drizzle, and you enjoy a grab and go oatmeal parfait on the go, stores in the freezer for up to 6 months. Enjoy. Okay, next up we have a family favorite, spinach banana pancakes. You can see I got them all prepped and ready, stacked up, and they're currently cooling. And so I'm gonna show you how I package them up to put them in my freezer. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. First, I'm gonna show you the way I personally do it, and that's using aluminum foil and plastic freezer bags, or you can always use silicone reusable bags as well. So if you have the reusable bags, awesome option, and I use plastic bags solely because of freezer space. So I have a small freezer, so in order to get these all packed away and in there, this is the most storage efficient way. That said, you could always use glass containers if you have that capacity in your freezer. So how I like to personally do it is let my pancakes completely cool. That's really, really important. They have to cool completely because you don't want to put warm pancakes in the freezer. So once they're cooled completely, I'll just grab stackfuls of them, and I'll stack up about 4 or so on each side in this aluminum foil, and then I'm literally gonna wrap them up in aluminum foil. The aluminum foil helps prevent freezer burn. So I'm gonna wrap them up nice and tight, make sure they don't get any freezer burn. And then I would place them either in a Stasher reusable Ziploc bag. These are super freezer friendly, also microwave friendly, dishwasher friendly. Or you also have the option to just use a freezer Ziploc bag as well. You're gonna seal that up nice and tight, push out the air. And if you wanna put labels on them, you can put a label on it and say these are spinach banana pancakes, the date you made them, and you can store them in the freezer for up to 3 months. Then when you're ready to eat them, you simply pull out, let them thaw overnight in the fridge, or you can always reheat them in the toaster oven, in the microwave, on the stovetop, whatever works best for you. You can sit down at your table, pour some syrup on them, or you can just grab them and eat them on the run. They're an awesome grab-and-go breakfast option for you, kids, toddlers, and there's hidden veggies like spinach. Finally, we have spinach and feta egg sandwiches. As you can see, I have the egg bake already made on this sheet pan, and it's really important you let it cool completely. So now that it's completely cooled, I'm gonna show you how I assemble the sandwich and prep it for the freezer. I take a nice little mason jar ring here, give myself a nice little puncture into the egg bake, and I'm gonna pull out my egg bake. Set that right here. I'm gonna grab my sprouted grain English muffin and dip it into a little avocado oil and brush that on there, just because I like a little bit of a buttery flavor on my egg sandwich. Brush that on there, and then I'm gonna take the egg sandwich, put it right here. You could always top it with some extra feta if you wanted, or a different cheese, and top it, and that's my sandwich. So now my sandwich is ready to go. It's completely cooled, And so how I'm gonna put it in the freezer. Again, there's a couple options. I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. Again, it's for storage purposes. I'm gonna take the sandwich, individually wrap each sandwich in aluminum foil to avoid freezer burn. We don't want our sandwiches getting freezer burned, so I'm gonna individually wrap each sandwich just like this. Option, you're gonna go put them multiple sandwiches into this large gallon Ziploc bag here. This is the route I choose to use because, again, I have a small freezer and space is really important. So I would stack all my sandwiches in here. If you have the capacity and you want to use glass, you could always take each sandwich, individually pack it into a little glass container like this with a glass lock lid and store it in the freezer. Or you could try and fit a couple sandwiches in a larger glass container. So whatever you have the capacity and the space for, I like to individually wrap each one, throw them in this bag. I'm gonna have a bunch of egg sandwiches in here. I can simply grab each one pre-portioned out of the freezer, throw it in my fridge the night before so it can thaw, and then I can pop it on the stovetop, I can pop it in the microwave to heat it up, and I have a grab-and-go egg sandwich. So that is how I prep and store these bad boys for the freezer, and I'm really looking forward to eating those on maternity leave. And this is how I'm stocking my freezer for maternity leave. You can find all of these breakfast meal prep recipes below this video in the blog post.